Speed. It's one of the most debated concepts in fiction. When we think of speed, a handful of characters come to mind. Superman, Quicksilver, Roadrunner, but the two that always stand out are Sonic and Flash. So, who is truly the fastest? It's only natural to have a winner in a race. And with the Sonic x DC crossover happening recently, it's reignited the debate. In the first issue, Sonic and Flash are going band for band, and Sonic even manages to pass the Flash at one point. But apparently, based on this panel, it looks like they were practically tied, and Flash won by a technicality. The score was 248 to 249, and Sonic argued that he took down an extra parademon that wasn't counted. So at the end of the day, they are still treated as extremely close regardless.
This moment has kind of caused a war in both the Sonic and DC fanbase. I've seen arguments like, oh, Flash was holding back, which is in character, or even Sonic was also holding back. If you look at the comic panels, it just looks like they are playing around and not really taking the race seriously. So we're here to kind of give our own opinion on it and compare the two characters at their best. Today we'll be comparing main video game Sonic to mainline comic book Wally West Flash to see who's really the fastest. I'll be handling Sonic while my guy Kulture will break down the Flash. But before we get into the real debate, there's one big elephant in the room I need to address. There are still some people in big 2025 who don't think base Sonic is even light speed. So let's clear that up real quick. It's very consistent for Sonic to move at light speed or beyond. Guidebooks outright states that base Sonic is faster than light. An Unleashed guide mentioned that Sonic can go anywhere at the speed of light, but at night it slows down as the werewolf. The SPD meter in Sonic Unleashed shows that Sonic's light speed dash clocks in at around 390 SPD. But in normal gameplay, you can get that meter to about 3500. That means Sonic is running over 9 times speed of light in Unleashed. If you need more in-game examples, Sonic characters have dodged lasers multiple times. You can argue that their reaction speed is equal to their running speed. In Sonic Colors, Sonic outruns a hyper-Gohan energy black hole for a period of time. Scrap Dialogue stated that the hyper-Gohan energy of the Wisp is equal to the power of the Chaos Emeralds. The Chaos Emeralds being an unlimited power source that holds Sonic's universe together. So keeping up with something on that level is insane. Now that we've settled that, let's move forward. One thing that has been consistent in Sonic is how the characters, particularly Sonic himself, get stronger over time. Sonic states that he gets stronger every second in Sonic Forces, and pressured Infinite who bodied him before, so he got faster and stronger. A pre-Forces Shadow beat the Metal Overlord, which took 3 Adventure Era Super Forms to beat previously. Sonic mobs the world-ending Perfect Chaos in Generations, who we needed the super form to beat previously. So basically, old feats get outclassed over time. Now let's talk about Sonic's most craziest feat. In Sonic and the Secret Rings, Sonic traversed the entirety of the corridor in Knight's Palace, which is stated to be infinite in size, and that is just clear infinite speed. It was stated in both versions of Sonic Generations by Tails that Sonic is restoring time and space by running through white space, and that's clear immeasurable speed. This Sonic gets clipped by himself in Forces post-imprisonment, who did what I previously stated with Infinite, keeping up with someone that blitzed him previously, and Infinite was stated to be Sonic's strongest villain yet. In the same game, Sonic and the custom hero casually escaped the infinite-sized null space, which is devoid of time and space, and is described as a space where nothing exists, and they treated it like it was nothing. Sonic is then stated to move faster than before in Frontiers. Let me remind you that all of this is just for base Sonic. In his super form, I won't delve much into this, he gets massively stronger and faster. In Sonic 06, he and the other Super Hedgehogs were blitzing the super dimensional Solaris, who was omnipresent throughout time. They blitz Solaris faster than he can react. The battle also has them reacting to projectiles which were moving across time, reacting to attacks that move across time with immeasurable speed. He and his classic self in their super form were keeping up with the primordial Time Eater and could easily avoid attacks from him while they fight him in an infinite tunnel dimension. The same Time Eater destroyed time and space on a scale encompassing all of reality, all of space-time, which includes the multiverse, consisting of potentially infinite universes. At this point, there's no way you can argue it. Sonic is massively fast, but now let's see what Flash is cooking. Kulture, over to you.
Alright, Sonic's speed is no joke, I've seen the receipts. But let's not forget who we're comparing him to, the Scarlet Speedster himself, Wally West. Unlike Sonic, who mainly relies on his natural abilities, Flash is literally powered by the Speed Force, an infinite extra-dimensional energy which is said to encompass all of existence in every dimension. In every universe, it's a force that transcends time, space and reality in the DC multiverse. It's the source of every speedster's power, and it lets the Flash ignore the laws of physics, so he can move at insane speeds. It allows him to move faster than the speed of light, travel through time, and phase through objects. spaced through dimensions even. Let's take a look at some of Wally's craziest feats. One of his most insane moments was when he saved 500,000 people from a nuclear explosion after it had already detonated. At 1357 and 0.00001 microseconds, 500,000 Koreans seemed to materialize on a hilltop 35 miles away from the blast. They were carried there, one at a time, sometimes two, at a hair's breadth short of the speed of light, by one man, the Flash. Think about that for a second. 500,000 people carried individually or in pairs across 35 miles in just 10 picoseconds. The sheer speed needed for this, that easily puts Wally at massively faster than light plus. For context, light moves at 299,792,458 miles per second, about 300 million meters per second. Flash in this feat is moving at speeds between 9.99 trillion to 19.99 trillion times the speed of light. Wally once raced two gambler gods who could teleport instantaneously across space. They thought they'd win instantly, but Flash still beat them. He absorbed the entire population of Earth's kinetic energy and ran so fast he reached trans-time velocity, moving faster than teleportation itself. Depending on how you interpret it, that's infinite speed or borderline immeasurable speed. He once outran death, the personification of death for a speedster, by running outside time to the literal end of the universe where death ceases to exist at a conceptual level. That's just insane. He outran the Big Bang, the expansion of the universe itself, and the most insane one is outrunning the Speed Force itself, the source of his power and the literal embodiment of speed in the DC universe. Like, that's layers into immeasurable already. He's faster than Superman who traveled to infinity. In the Flash War, he and Barry's running was threatening the very existence of the DC multiverse. They were moving so fast that no one in the Justice League could stop them. Even Superman got fatigued. The effects of this reached the Genesis, the realm of the new gods. Batman described them as extremely powerful living ideas from a Platonic archetypal world.
Guy, that's enough. I've heard enough. Flash is insane.
I told you so.
Alright, now let's talk about how the race would actually play out. If this is an in-character race, I think Sonic has the advantage. The problem for Wally is that he can't just run as fast as possible. If he does so, he might probably just run a risk of either destroying the multiverse or getting himself trapped in the Speed Force. Meanwhile, Sonic, he doesn't have those issues. So what happens? Wally will start running off at Sonic's pace, just like he usually does in races. But Sonic keeps adapting and getting faster, meaning Wally might hold back too much for too long. And let's not forget, Wally doesn't go all out in casual races. It's in character. We've seen this plenty of times, especially when he races Superman.
But if we consider both going all out with no retractions, so Wally can run as fast as he wants to, then Wally has the edge. His speed feats are just better, running faster than the Speed Force, cracking hyper time. Those kinds of feats put him at like multiple layers into immeasurable speed. Even if we consider Super Sonic and the Chaos Emeralds giving Sonic a ridiculous amp, it's still kind of unquantifiable.
It definitely makes him faster. If he wasn't concretely immeasurable before, he definitely is a Supersonic. You could say he's far above baseline, and considering his newer Star Force Supersonic from the Final Horizons DLC, it's a lot closer now, since you could argue Star Force Supersonic by himself being stronger than even Solaris, due to basically blitzing and one-shotting the end, who was stated to be stronger than all of his past villains. So he should be around that few above baseline immeasurable, but I think Wally slightly edges him out slightly, and it's because of the Speed Force. The Speed Force is just insane. So at the end of the day, this race really depends on the conditions. If it's an in-character race, Sonic wins.
But if both are going all out, then Wally probably edges it out. His best speed feats, outrunning the Speed Force, cracking hyper time, just scale higher than what we've seen from Sonic, even factoring in Super and Starfall Supersonic.
That being said, the gap isn't as massive as people might think. Sonic continuously adapts and gets stronger and faster, and his feats are way crazier than most give him credit for. So yeah, while Wally might take the win, it's closer than you expect. So I don't want to be hearing people saying Sonic is in light speed in big 2025.